In today's video, I want to share with you a very cool way to boost your vocabulary. Are you ready? Let's begin. Alright, so let's begin with binomials, which are going to help you boost your vocabulary and take your English to the next level. So first things first, what are binomials? Binomials are pairs of words that normally go together, and they are typically joined by a conjunction or by a preposition. What are conjunctions? Words such as and, or but, okay? And prepositions, you know them. Prepositions in, to, by, etc. I'm sure you are familiar with these binomials because phrases such as loud and clear or step by step, they are commonly used, and I'm sure you have seen them already. Okay, so let's begin with the first category, which is binomials followed by or joined by and. Okay, let's take a look at the first binomial, which is loud and clear. The expression loud and clear means when something is very easy to understand. Okay, an example would be the message from the manager came loud and clear. Things would have to change. This means that both the message it's clear, okay, that is very easy to understand, but also that the volume is loud enough for people to hear. Okay, so it means both. Something very easy to understand because the message is clear and also the volume is correct. Let's take a look at binomial number 2, which is peace and quiet. Peace and quiet. We all need this. And what does it mean? Peace and quiet means freedom from stress and noise. So basically a period of time where you're not disturbed or annoyed by anything that creates stress or that is noisy. An example would be, I am under a lot of stress. When I get home, all I want is some peace and quiet. So remember that peace and quiet is normally used as a noun, so I need some peace and quiet, and it's not used as an adjective. We don't say a peace and quiet place, okay? So I need or I want some peace and quiet. Let's take a look at the next binomial. And the next binomial is alive and kicking. What does it mean? To be alive and kicking, it's an informal binomial, okay? So only use it with friends and family, and basically means someone who not only continues to survive, but is also very active, okay? For instance, you can say, it's my father's 98th birthday today, and he's still alive and kicking. So not only is he still alive, has he survived, but also he's with a lot of energy, he's still very active, okay? The next binomial is black and blue. Okay, as you can see in the picture, to be black and blue, it means to be covered in bruises. Okay, a bruise is a part of your skin that is colored, that is discolored in purple or brown because you have hit yourself or someone has hit you. Okay, so an example would be, the bullies beat the child until he was black and blue, full of bruises. Okay, covered in bruises. All right. The next binomial today is high and dry. Okay, when we are left high and dry means that we are left in a difficult or a tough situation and we are unable to do anything about it. Okay, we cannot do anything to solve the problem. So an example would be, when he left her, she found herself high and dry with no income and nowhere to live. Okay, so it means you are left in a very tough situation and you have no resources to get out of there. Okay, so you can say, I was left high and dry, okay, or you leave someone high and dry. All right, so you can use both ways. The next binomial, let me show you. Let's see. There you go. So the next binomial is the hustle and bustle. Hustle and bustle, as you can see, they rhyme together. Okay, hustle and bustle. And this is a very typical thing of binomials. So sometimes they rhyme, so it's easier for us to remember the expressions. Now, the hustle and bustle is normally applied to cities or to places, and it means basically the noise and the activity of a place. It's not necessarily a negative thing, but it's, it refers to the level of energy, the things going on in a place, the noise and the life of a particular place, city, town, or country. So you can say, I prefer the hustle and bustle of a big city to the quiet of the countryside. Okay, what about you? What do you prefer? So the hustle and bustle is el bullicio de un sitio, we would say in Spanish. Right, the next binomial is super useful, and it can be used in everyday situations, and is something that happens on and off. On and off. Now the meaning is when things happen occasionally, not in a regular way. Okay, so it happens for some time, then it stops, and then it happens again. All right, an example would be, with so much worry, I only slept on and off last night. So it means you slept for a bit, then you woke up, and then you went back to sleep, and so on. Okay, so it was not regular, it was, with interruptions. A very common situation where we can use on and off is, for example, with relationships. You can say, John and Mary were on and off for years. They were going out on and off for years until they decided to break up, or something like that. So it means that their relationship was not steady, but it had a lot of cuts. Okay. The next binomial is very useful for your formal writing, especially, or for your monologues in your school, which is by and large. And why am I saying that is very useful? Because by and large is a connector that is a synonym for in general or mostly. Okay, so as you can see, you can use it in many different situations. For example, you can say, well, by and large, I like your idea, although there are a few details I would like to discuss further. So it means, in general, I like your idea, but, I'm not really sure about the rest of them. Okay, so as you can see in the graphic, you like the majority, you're talking in general. So anytime you have to write an essay, an article, a pros and cons, or even giving your speech monologue, okay, this connector is going to be very handy. The next binomial is bits and pieces. Bits and pieces, or we can also say bits and bobs. Okay, this is very British. Okay, and it's a very informal or colloquial expression, and the meaning is a lot of different things. Now, these things can be physical things, they can be objects, but also they can be abstract. Okay, it can be tasks or errands or anything like that. So you can say, I've got a lot of bits and pieces to do before I go out tonight. Basically what it means is you have a lot of things to do, you have a lot of tasks, you have a lot of errands to run before you go out, okay? But at the same time, as I said earlier, they can be physical objects. So you can open a drawer in your cupboard and you can say, wow, I need to tidy up this drawer because I have a lot of bits and pieces here, okay? So both ways. And finally, the last binomial, which is ups and downs, okay? Ups and downs refers to periods of positive and negative events in your life with high and lows, okay? So happy moments, bad moments. Our life is not steady, okay? It's not regular, but it's like a roller coaster sometimes. So we can say John and Mary had their ups and downs, but in the end, they stayed married for more than 60 years. Okay, so they had their good moments and their bad moments, but finally, eventually, they stayed married for a long time. So good for them. Congrats. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Stay tuned to the channel because very soon there will be part 2 where I will be sharing more binomials, but this time followed by other conjunctions and prepositions as well. Okay, so don't miss it, and see you very soon in the next one. Bye.